Good evening. London's long, hot summer has become unbearable for some bus drivers who tell us they feel under pressure to keep working in extreme heat. One driver said his cab got so hot it felt like working in a microwave. Well, last month, Sir Sadiq Khan told us drivers shouldn't risk their personal safety as temperatures soar, but we've heard worrying stories of what life behind the wheel can be like, with some being told to carry on working. Carolyn Sim has this exclusive report.
The heat may be boiling, but the wheels keep on turning and bus drivers are suffering.
If you could put it into one word, the condition in that cab, what would it be?
Sitting in a microwave, just cooking, boiling away.
We spoke to one driver who we're calling Simon, who told us the air conditioning in his cab never works, but his company doesn't seem to care.
What do controllers say to you when you tell them the aircon isn't working on my bus?
Just carry on, driver, open the window. You end up in a frustrated argument. You can have what they call a cool down break, which is basically stop the bus, get off the bus, find a bit of shade, cool down, and then get back on the same bus that is hot and has no ventilation, no time to cool down. So you're stepping out of the fire to go back in the same fire.
Drivers across London have a similar story.
We've been sent an audio recording from one London bus driver who told one of his officials that he was worried about driving his bus because the air conditioning wasn't working. His concerns were literally laughed off by the official, who told him that there were plenty of buses without working air conditioning on the roads. Plenty, he'd said.
But we've learned that since 2006, air conditioning became a requirement on all London buses. TfL carries out inspections on all of the 12 or more operators, but figures show out of 747 buses checked, the ventilation on 206 of them failed.
What is the point of these spot checks if nothing changes?
That's exactly it. The reason for wanting the spot checks was so that we actually have some evidence that, in theory, they're supposed to have air conditioning, and we know in practice it's often not working. What we now need is to hear from the mayor what he's going to do for those roughly a third where it's not working. How are we actually going to get it working? Because it does seem as if the bus companies are happy just to leave their drivers out there melting.
What we would like to see is Sadiq make meaningful interventions. He done initially, and we want to see more of that, to hold these operators to account, to make sure that the buses they're operating are safe for London roads.
Today, the Mayor of London's office didn't comment about action, but said if air cooling systems aren't functioning and drivers don't feel they can carry out their duties safely, they should contact the controller and stop driving with no risk of any penalties. And TfL said any reports from drivers are always fully investigated, and our operators should never take action against people raising concerns about welfare. But drivers like Simon say that's not the reality on the road and in the cabs.
All they're interested in is how much money they can make. You're a number, you're not a person. You're tired because you're not getting enough sleep as it is, and then you're in this hot environment, so that's making you more tired. You've got sweat, which has the salt going into your eyes, so your eyes start burning, then you're not focusing.
Drivers want TfL to act now, as this long, hot summer trundles on.
Well, Carolyn, a lot of concern about this from the main union representing bus drivers. What's their next move?
Well, you know, it's another week, another story about bus drivers, isn't it? And this story isn't going to go away. There is actually quite a significant move happening on Monday. A new task force has been set up, which will involve the union, TfL and all the bus operators getting together in one room. Obviously, the union are going to be calling for air conditioning to be fitted and working on all the buses. And they say whilst that retrofit happens, they want drivers' schedules to be changed, that they're not required to drive buses that aren't fit for this weather. Meetings are going to take place once a fortnight, so it's a very positive move. But as drivers have said time and time again, once this hot weather ends, quite often all of their concerns get forgotten. The unions say that's not acceptable, and this time they want proper change to actually happen.
All right, Carolyn, thank you. From all of us on the London team, bye-bye. Have a great evening.